Today, we're going to talk about something we all experience: anger. Anger is a completely natural human emotion. There's not a person on this planet who doesn't feel it from time to time. But here's the thing: when we don't know how to control it, when we don't know how to deal with it, it can become incredibly destructive. If we let anger take the driver's seat in our lives, it can lead to serious trouble, affecting our relationships, careers, and overall well-being. So today, I want to share a simple, practical framework that you can use in your daily life to manage anger in a healthy and constructive way. But before we dive in, we have to understand something important. Nothing that brings true, lasting happiness or peace is ever easy. In fact, the Buddha once said that everything that leads to real happiness is difficult. It requires effort. But even though it's difficult, we can't just give up. Why? Because deep down, we all want and deserve to have peace in our lives. We all crave that sense of inner calm. So, let's get into it. How do we actually deal with anger? The very first step, the foundation of it all, is awareness. You have to recognize when your thoughts are becoming filled with anger. Think about it: if you don't even know you're angry, how can you possibly begin to work with it? You can't. So, whenever you feel that trigger, that spark of frustration or irritation, I want you to just pause. Stop for a moment and ask yourself two simple questions: what am I thinking right now, and what state of mind am I in? The very moment you realize, I am becoming angry, you have already taken the most crucial first step toward gaining control. This simple act of noticing is the practice of mindfulness. It's about shining a light on what's happening inside you, without judgment. You're not bad for being angry, you're just aware that anger is present. This awareness creates a small but powerful space between the feeling and your reaction to it. And in that space lies your power. Now for the second step: breathing. Think about what happens physically when you get angry. Your breathing becomes fast and shallow, right? Your heart rate might go up. This is your body's fight or flight response kicking in, sending a signal to your brain that you're in danger and ready to react, maybe to lash out. So, we need to interrupt that signal. And we do it by consciously slowing down our breath. So, right now, just try it with me. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, feel your lungs expand, and now, slowly let it all out. Let's do that again. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, just release the tension. When you intentionally slow your breathing, you send a powerful message back to your body and your mind that it's time to calm down. You're signaling that there's no immediate threat, and it's safe to relax. Think about it this way: what is the first thing you do when you finally lie down to rest after a long, exhausting day? You probably let out a big, deep sigh of relief. That single deep breath tells your entire system that it's safe to relax and let go. You can use this exact same technique anytime you feel anger starting to build. It's a simple, biological tool you always have with you. A few deep, mindful breaths can completely change your physiological state and give you the clarity you need to move to the next step. Which brings us to step 3, reflection. Once you've used your breath to create a bit of calm, it's time to reflect wisely on your thoughts. Now that you're not in that reactive state, you can ask yourself some deeper questions. Why am I really angry? What is truly happening here, beneath the surface? As you start to investigate with a calmer mind, you'll begin to see a fundamental truth: the anger isn't really the other person, or in the traffic, or in the situation. Anger is an experience that exists in your own mind. It is a reaction that we ourselves create. And here's the most empowering part. In every single difficult moment, you have two choices. You can react with negativity, with anger, blame, and resentment. Or you can choose to respond with positivity, with understanding, patience, and a desire for resolution. That choice is always, always yours. The quality of your experiences, both the good and the bad, is ultimately shaped by the choices you make in these crucial moments. This is where the incredible power of patience comes into play. I want you to remember this simple truth: no problem in the entire history of the world has ever been truly solved by anger. Not one. This is why the Buddha taught that hatred does not cease by hatred. Hatred ceases only by love and kindness. It's a universal law. Think about it. Shouting, name-calling, or acting aggressively has never made a difficult situation better. It only adds more fuel to the fire, making everything worse. So many people live with a lifetime of regret over consequences that stemmed from a single moment when they couldn't control their anger. It's perfectly okay to feel anger arise in your mind. That is part of being human. We can't stop feelings from coming up. But it is not okay to let that anger spill out through our words or our actions and cause harm. That is the line we must learn to hold. So, before you act, before you speak out of anger, pause and reflect one more time. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to do or say worthy of me? Will this action bring harm, or will it bring happiness, to myself and to others? If the answer is that it will cause harm, you must find the strength to let it go. Patience, kindness, compassion, and forgiveness, these are not signs of weakness. They are the signs of true inner strength. When you cultivate and practice these qualities, you gain the power to face any situation, no matter how challenging, with clarity, wisdom, and peace. You become the master of your inner world, rather than a slave to your fleeting emotions. This isn't an overnight fix. It's a practice. It's like building a muscle. You have to work at it consistently. Practice these steps: awareness, breathing, and reflection, little by little, day by day. Don't be discouraged if you stumble. Just notice it and begin again. Over time, you will gradually but surely create a calmer, more peaceful, and more resilient life for yourself. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more mindfulness and personal growth content.